Today, I'm going to show you how to create the Forgetfulness Potion. The things we'll need for our Forgetfulness Potion is one glass bottle. I picked this one up at Hobby Lobby, but I'm going to be replacing the cork with a rubber one, so this is a number 7. We're going to be using some rubbing alcohol, but you could also use some distilled water and glycerin. I'm going to be using some dark purple mica powder, as well as some orange gel food coloring. You could also use liquid food coloring or even alcohol ink. We're going to be using some of these 1-inch circle glass cabochon pieces, as well as some of this thin, narrow, double-sided tape from Dollar Tree, some black cording, a spoon for mixing, and a hot glue gun loaded with our sealing wax champagne-colored hot glue stick. And finally, we will need our label printed on sticker paper, and the link for this is in the description down below. Let's get started. Would you like a chance to win a monthly potion bottle? Then consider supporting me over on Patreon. All of my patrons have a chance to win a monthly potion bottle. Patreon not your thing? No worries. You can become a member here on YouTube, and you'll be able to unlock exclusive icons and emojis to use in the comment section. Link is in the description down below. The first thing we're going to do is we are going to prep our cabochon. So we're actually going to put this on the top of our bottle, but I want to stick the glass to my little cutout here. So I'm going to be using some of this double-sided thin tape from the craft section at the Dollar Tree. This tape is also really nice if you want to add it to the neck of your bottle to help keep any of your cording from moving. If you tie your cording tight enough and you're really skilled at it, you really don't need it. But if you find that it's slipping or you have issues, this will help you as well. And as you can see, it is really, really thin. It's even thinner than like the regular double-sided tape you can get by Scotch brand or anything like that. But all I'm going to do is I'm going to start to lay strips across my little question mark here and then rub it down really good. So we're basically creating a sticky surface for the cabochon to stick to. Only because I printed this on an inkjet printer. If I would have printed this on a laser jet printer, I could have Mod Podged over this no problem and just stuck it on. But because I did an inkjet printer, it would have just run and bled the ink. So because of that, we're going to do this method to stick the cabochon on, so that way we don't have to worry about any of that bleeding that can happen with an inkjet printer. Again, if you print it with a laserjet printer, you can skip this part altogether and you can just use some Mod Podge. But it's also a nice option if you don't want to have to use the Mod Podge and wait for it to dry. This will be pretty instantaneous. Alright, so as you can see, I just went over the whole thing, and then I'm just using my nail to really rub it down to make sure that I get all the air bubbles out and it's nice and smooth. You could also use something like a bone folder or anything like that if you just wanted to make sure that it's really on there good. Then I'm going to peel each of these strips off to reveal the sticky side of the tape. Now we have our sticky question mark revealed, so I'm going to take my cabochon and we are going to place it right on top of our 1-inch sticker. And once I feel like I have it in place, I'm going to push down really, really good to get everything to stick. And then I'm going to take an X-Acto knife and I am going to just very lightly, because this tape is really thin, cut around the cabochon to just get the excess tape cut off. You could also pry the whole thing up and just use scissors to cut around it. As of right now, see how there's all these little air bubbles back there? All I'm going to do is now flip this over, and we are going to rub on the back with our nail, or again, you could use a bone folder, just to get all the rest of those little air bubbles out and really get this stuck down good. And when we flip it over, we get our little stuck down cabochon. Alright, for this next step, we're going to fill up our bottle. So I'm going to use my orange food coloring here, and again, you could do a liquid, you could do an alcohol ink, whatever you'd like. I'm going to squeeze some in here. And then we're going to use our alcohol to fill it up. I'm going to use my spoon to mix this all up. All right, and I'm going to use a separate container. This is completely optional. I just know that you guys like watching it go in, so we're going to go ahead and do it this way. So I'll pull my spoon out of here. And I'm going to use the opposite side to get a little bit of our purple mica powder here. Now, a properly brewed Forgetfulness Potion is orange, but that's boring. So I wanted to give a fog effect, because I feel like when you forget something, it's like your brain is in a fog. So I decided that a deep purple color would kind of take that nice bright orange and make it feel kind of foggy or forgetful. So that's why I decided to go with the dark purple mica powder. All right, we're going to give this a good stir here to make sure we have all the mica powder incorporated. And now we will have a beautiful orange potion that will turn purple. So as long as the inside of this neck of the bottle is nice and dry, we can put a rubber cork in there. And sometimes rubbing around the edge of your rubber cork just kind of helps rough it up a little bit so it's not quite as smooth, which will help to get it to really stick well. And then obviously you could always glue this in, but we're going to do a sealing wax on the top, so you really don't need to for this one. All right, so that sucker is in there. So now that we have this done, we can go ahead and get our label on, and we can do the neck of our bottle. All right, so I have our label here printed on sticker paper, and I went around the outside edge with a matching marker like I normally do. So we're going to peel the backing paper off. Alright, now that we have that on, we can wrap the neck of our bottle. Now that we've got our label on, I'm going to spin this around and we can do our cording. If you'd like some tips and tricks on how to wrap the neck of your bottle or anything else about potions, you can check out my tips and tricks video. I'll put a card to that up above. Alright, and now we are perfectly wrapped. Now that our label's on and our neck is wrapped, we're going to get the top of our bottle covered in our sealing wax hot glue stick. And once we get our top covered, I'm going to take our cabochon and we are going to drop it in the middle. And press it in. And then I can finish adding any drips, or if I want to cover up any of the edge of the cabochon, I can. And now that we have our drips done and our question mark cabochon on the top, we have our Forgetfulness Potion, which was first featured in the Sorcerer's Stone. It's actually one of the potions that Professor Snape had them brew for their final exam. So I thought it'd be fun to bring this one to our potion shelves. So if you guys like this video, give me the thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do so, and we will catch you guys later. Thanks so much.